All right. Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you guys all to our very exciting call tonight. Everybody that's on here is part of the Going for Gold Challenge, and I just want to tell you guys what an awesome job you're doing. I know that the challenges that we put forth have not been easy, and they've been designed to get you guys out of your comfort zone and really stretch yourselves, and I love, love, love what you all are doing. So great week last week with doing your videos and really putting yourself out there on social media. So we're super excited tonight to welcome Miss Sonya Dudley as our guest diamond to really, I know all of you have probably watched her videos. Her training videos are amazing. And I have watched, I think they were part of my lifeline when I first started Plexus, which was in January of 2014, just really watching those training videos and always walked away from the videos inspired and ready to just really go for it. And then I had the wonderful pleasure of meeting Sonya face-to-face, Leaders Retreat, not this past one, but the year before that. And she was just as genuine and wonderful and as inspiring in person as she was in the videos. And so I just have a lot of respect and just really think a lot of you. So I'm just really excited to have you. And I just want everybody to know too that when I messaged I messaged several jewels and diamonds in the company to ask them to come on board and to help us with this challenge and to be a guest. And I mean, I'm thinking, they're so busy. Obviously, Sonya has a huge team and is leading her own team and doing calls and doing trainings for corporate. And I think she responded to my message within a couple of hours. And that really was, I just thought it was really awesome. And was just like, absolutely, I would love to do it. Anything that I can do to help encourage and inspire people that really want to be successful in this business. So her open heart and open mind to that is just something to really treasure. So thank you. And so I'm going to now be quiet and turn it over to you to share with us what the wonderful things you have for us tonight.
Thank you, Dawn. And what a sweet, wonderful, some kind, wonderful words. And it's always great to look back on when we connected in person. I remember that very well. That was Orlando, wasn't it? Orlando? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you may admire me, but I can tell you that you have been a huge inspiration for me as well. Just your courage and your strength and your faith, it has not gone unnoticed. And so I have totally prayed for you and admired you and respect you just the same. So thank you so much. I'm honored that you asked me. I always wonder, what am I going to talk about? And everyone always asks me to talk about belief and mindset because, I guess that is what I'm most passionate about. But before I start into any of that, I just thought it would kind of be neat for me to kind of let you know where my mind was when I started Plexus, because I think that so many people look at some of us diamonds more than others and go, oh, I'm sure she was all set up before Plexus, and I'm sure she had it together. And, but I just want you to know that, things on the outside, they're not always what's on the inside. Things appear differently than what really people are going through. And, I was in the cosmetic business for 17 straight years. And then, and I was in it full time. I mean, I won my cars. I traveled with the company, but I never earned trips. I was what they considered high up, but I was not making even a smidgen of the money I make in Plexus, but I was working twice as hard. And so I always cared about my appearance. I always cared about being well-groomed, my image, so taking care of myself, because I think first impressions are, you only have one chance to make those. But I can tell you that for a few years, I was in a lot of not just physical pain, but mental, just despair, loss of hope. I got really sick with fibromyalgia. I think it was summer of 05, I believe, 05. Time runs together, 05, 06, I think it was 05. And so I got out of that business, and I, for 2 years, just tried to get better. And in doing that, I wasn't working. And so even though I piddled in other things, I tried a couple other network marketing companies where I could actually work from home and not do parties. And they worked okay. I made a little money, but I also, unless I was out there really pounding the pavement in people's homes, showing a DVD or on the phone all the time, it just wasn't building. And I was so sick. So what happened was I got into a lot of financial, like we drained everything we had, and that caused more stress. And I tell you, where I was when I joined Plexus was, Helen and I, my best friend who got me in it, we both kind of made fun of network marketing probably for the last 2 years before we got into Plexus. I mean, we kind of had said, you know what, even though I was in one, it was like, we were like, I'm done. This is no good. Your people are right. There's only a few people who ever really make it in those things. And so we pretty much had thrown our hands up. So I was to the point in September of 2012 when I got introduced to Plexus, I was to the point of just 2 to 3 months before that, I was like, maybe I can bake. I love to cook and I love to bake. And I thought, maybe I can bake like desserts and sell them like on Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning if I don't have to work, try to earn an extra $100 a week. Like I needed to make $300 to $400 a month to ever get us above ground. And so that's where I was. There were months where by accident, I mean, I would bounce a check, once a month by accident. I mean, I would call my husband on a Thursday or he would text me on a Thursday. It went both ways. And we would say, is the check going in the bank tonight or tomorrow? How much is in the bank? Should I do debit or credit for gas today? I mean, guys, this was 3 years ago. And this also was 2 or 3 years before Plexus. And I just, I'd gotten myself in a lot of debt also during that time I was off between quitting that 17-year career and getting into Plexus. Yes, I tried some other network marketings. I tried sales. I tried insurance. I worked at a spa. I sold cell phones. I sold mobile homes. But I also invested 6 figures in 2 more traditional businesses, brick and mortar. And so I'm telling you, I was pretty much in a state of, I had no hope. And I remember saying to my husband right before Plexus, I would cry myself to sleep. And I'm like, you will always have to work. You won't be able to retire after you get your 30 years in. He could retire with 30 years at 53 years old. And he's 48 right now. And I remember saying, you'll have to work until we die. I mean, and just, I think when there's a loss of hope and people have no hope, everything in the mind is shifted completely 360. So then when people start something, if they see hope again and they actually take hold of, oh my gosh, I think this could be it. Things switch in the brain. Endorphins, all these things happen chemically in your body, and magic starts to happen. So when people say, oh, you were just lucky, and oh, you were just the right time, you know what? No. Yes, but here's why. When I saw that Plexus was going to work, like the first month, when the products changed my life in a week, I started telling everyone. And people started seeing it in me. And then I was posting it on Facebook, and I was very consistent. So as that was happening, what happened to my mind was I was like, oh my goodness, I'm getting a paycheck the following Friday. And then the next Friday, and then the 15th of the next month. And I was like, oh, and I got my hope back, and I got my belief back. And so I was looking at your quadrant, Dawn, that you had posted let me pull it up here really quick. And as I do, I'm going to let my whining dog in. Y'all know how much I love my little dog, and he's whining at my door. So as I'm pulling up the quadrant, I'm going to let him in so I can focus instead of hearing him whine. All right, because I want to cover this quadrant as I talk about belief. Here we go. Good stuff. Come on, get in here. Come on. Yeah, this is my baby. It's my baby right here. So, all right. So let's talk about belief in self. I love that because let me tell you, in my mind when I started, I still had much belief in myself. And I think one way to know that is like, I did 4 or 5 of these things. You know, I kept thinking, I can do this. I can do this. This product sounds great. This company sounds good. I love the industry because I believe if you help enough people get what they want, Zig Ziglar said that, you'll get what you want. So I believed in those things. Like each time I tried a different company, that was my thought process. Oh, this company's going to be it because the products are good. I believe in this. I believe in that. But every time I tried, I just was disappointed because the comp part of it never came through. Or the product made sense at first, but then for some reason it wasn't sustainable. One thing that I sold cost $2,300 or $700. And it was an intangible product that you couldn't see, but you could use. And I mean, I believed in it, but when times got tough, that 08, 09 period, it was really tough to sell people on that. Even though I still believed in it, and I believed in myself, and I believed in the industry, the product quadrant of that third piece there, or second piece, that kind of got weak. So, you know, then you go into, so belief in myself. So when I started Plexus, Helen and I started, I remember thinking and saying, I mean, I know I can do this. I remember saying this, if the products are good and the comp plan is good and we know network marketing, we believe in the concept, we just never found it to work for us in the way we know it can. So we believed in those things and we're like, we know we can do this. So when Plexus came along, all 4 pieces were there. And so I'm going to tell you that I believe that the most wavering, I see people waver the most. They may use the excuse it's about the product. Oh, the product's changed, or oh, my customer's complaining about this, and I've had 3 customers that said this and returned product, and so they say it's that. But what that stems from is like a belief, to me, in yourself. Because here's the thing, you have to have a mindset of being an overcomer. You've got to be an overcomer from day one. And even if you don't know what you're overcoming, it's a mindset, it's an attitude, it's a state of mind to be an overcomer. So, when someone says to you, I'm going to put your little quadrant right here so I can look at it. All right. So, someone says to you, yeah, so, you know, your products sound great. Tell me about your company. And you start to tell them, and then you start to like get unsure about some things, and you're like, I know I'm going to be making some money. I'm not quite yet, and like you start acting like this, you're weak in that area. Because see, you can be brand new and have belief in the comp plan. You know, I'm brand new. I haven't gotten a paycheck yet, but let me tell you something. When it comes, it's going to come because I've got rock and roll customers. People are excited, and here's the comp plan. And, you know, I'm excited about my check next month. Oh, my gosh, I'll get back with you when I get that. And, like, people feed off your passion and your confidence. So you can't be real weak in any of those areas. And so when you're new, it is important that you guys are not new, but you have new people. So as you're getting a new person, you need to have the confidence to say to them, listen, Susie, I know you don't have a story yet, but there are people out there who are waiting to hear from you. They've prayed for you to come into their life today. They are down on their knees praying for their health. They were down on their knees last night crying out for a hope of relief financially. Don't give them your insecurities. You're new. Don't give them your insecurities about you don't have a story yet. Share your belief in what's to come. Share your belief in what you know is going to happen. People are more concerned about what it can do for them more than, well, wait a minute. Oh, that sounds great, but I'm going to watch you for a month. No, they give you that if you projected a very weak and unconfident presence. If you're bold and you're confident, I'm here to tell you, when I started in September, that 10th week in Plexus, when I sponsored several of my jewels that I have now, all came from that week. I didn't know what I was doing still, but I was so excited about where this was going that I projected that. I painted the picture of, you know what? I'm not where I want to be, but I am on my way, and I'm looking for people to take with me. I'm looking for 5 power partners that I can lock arms with and go all the way with. This is the company to do it with. And I'm looking for those people who are ready and willing to be coachable, who are excited to change their life, who are not scared to talk to people and share their passion. I'm looking for overcomers. I'm looking for people who want more and who aren't afraid to, step out and put themselves out there to get more. Take a risk. I'm looking for risk takers. Like, people love people like that. They're few and far between, so we have to be those people. And especially you guys who are gold, going to senior gold, maybe you're almost gold. You've got to work this business as if this is your mindset. This is where you have to get to. And I can promise you this is where it has to get to. If I lost everyone on my team tomorrow, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm doing it with or without them. And that's what you have to say too. If people complain to you and they want to quit and you say, you know what? I believe in you. I know you can do this. But if you are ready to give up, you have my blessing. When they sense your confidence in that, hey, sometimes they go, wait a minute. You mean you're going to let me quit? Sometimes people just, are testing the waters, and you got to be bold enough to say, I'm on a train. I'm running to the top. I want to take people like you with me. You're capable. You're willing. But when you're ready to overcome and you're ready to take your excuses and turn them into reasons, I'm here for you. But until then, I'm going to run with the runners, and I'm here for you when you're ready to make that happen. But I'm not going to be calling you, bugging you, and pushing you. I'm running with people that want to work. Okay, you got me? And they go, yeah. I mean, that's going to either make them go, okay, or it's going to make them go, you know what? It's a wake-up call. And don't be scared to be bold. Don't be scared to be bold. I believe, too, that so many of us are looking for that next idea. We're looking for outward motivation. We go to the next conference, the next convention, the next workshop. We attend the next online training. And we think that when we get finished with that, we're going to have it. But what happens is, if you've noticed this, you leave convention and you feel that you feel like you're on top of the world, and you leave there and you go home and life starts happening, and you start to put into action what you learned, and you still feel this wall of hesitation. You still feel a little bit of resistance, a little bit of fear, a little bit of self-doubt, chatter. You hear and feel all those things. And until you take out the CD that's not working for you and then replace it with a new CD full of the information that will work for you, all the ideas you get are going to be blocked right here by that wall. I do a 5 or 6 hour training when I go travel the country a lot of times on mindset and fear and limited beliefs, and it's so powerful. There's a great book. Oh, I hope I have it right here at my fingertips. Hang on. I think it is under my file. Oh, it's not here. Where's my book? It's probably by my bed. All right. No, it's right here. It's right here. And yes, it's fun to work in your yoga pants. All right. All right. This is the book. It's called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. And you can actually just go to Amazon and type in what to say and it'll just pop up. Very old book, but it is a it's probably the most, I've read a lot of good books and I have many recommendations. But I probably would have to say that's probably the most impactful book to change your mindset and to help you to understand that that is the key to everything. Your mind, your words create, let me give you an example. When someone says to you, you know what, you just seem so pushy. You come across pushy. If someone says that to you, that affects you. You take that and you process that and you chew on that all day and all week and all month and all year. And every time then that you start to say something about your business, that little thought comes back, those words, you're kind of pushy. So you kind of hold back. So when people say things to you that are negative or positive, they make an impact, correct? Do y'all agree? It makes an impact, right? Your feelings get hurt. If someone says you are a rock star, you are dynamic, like you take that and go, wow, like that makes you feel good. So my point being, if other people say words to you out loud and you process it and it affects you and it affects your actions, then why is it that we think our own words to ourselves do not affect us with the same impact, and even more so because we are the only people who will never leave ourselves. You're with yourself 24/7. I promise you that. So think about if you say to yourself all day long, I'm just stupid. Here's the name of the book someone was asking. So you say to yourself all day long, I am so clumsy. I am so clumsy. Like you knock something over and you go, oh, so clumsy. Well, your mind goes, okay, you're clumsy. I'll be glad to keep making that happen. You're just affirming it over and over and over. And until you remove that CD of garbage, and you can't just remove it without replacing it with a new CD, because see, our mind is a constant chatterbox. So you can't just remove it and expect it to be removed. You have to start saying, you know what? Like what would be the opposite of clumsy? Graceful? Maybe you could say, I'm the most graceful person I know. I am so excited that, like if you're afraid to talk to people and every time you find yourself going, I don't want to talk to her, I'm so scared. Oh, I don't know what to say when I talk to people. What are people going to say if I open my mouth? What if I say the wrong thing? What are they thinking about me? Like if that's your chatter, you've got to replace those things with things like, I am the most powerful and bold person I know. I am so confident that every time I walk in a room, people want to talk to me. I have absolutely no fear to talk to people. In fact, I enjoy it and I do it all the time. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm going to give you an example of what I did years ago in my other business. the year that I had my very best year in that business, I recorded, this is when we had cassette tapes. I know if you're young on here, you don't know what that is. A cassette tape is what you would now, probably you could use your voice recorder. A CD, I know some of you are laughing. I remember 8-track tapes. Yeah, so I took an endless loop, which meant it played over and over and over, cassette tape. And I played that cassette tape. I recorded on that tape. I wrote down all my goals and positive affirmations. So all of my fears that I had, I wrote them down. Then over here beside them, I wrote a counteracting statement to counteract them. And this book is full of those examples and how to do it. It's so great. It's like $7 or $8 on Amazon. Probably the best investment you'll make in a book for changing your life. And I recorded the positive present ones on a cassette tape that played all night long. And I slept with that tape with earbuds in my ear all night long. It reprogrammed my thoughts. It reprogrammed my black box that had kind of been tarnished through the years with other people's beliefs about me that I didn't have to keep if I didn't want to, because basically they just loaned me their beliefs about myself all these years. And I decided to just give those back to those people and create my own as an adult. And I'm not saying you need to do that now with a cassette tape, but you could take your voice recorder on your phone and you could record that and you could play that. You could record your affirmations, maybe you make out 8 or 10 of them, 5 or 10, and maybe you repeat them 10 times. It might take you 20 minutes to do that 10 times, or 15, probably 15 minutes actually. And then let it play over and over and over. If you listen to those 2 or 3 times a day, or if you just read them off on an index card, you are reprogramming the box. And I know it sounds crazy, and it's not new age. It's nothing crazy. It's very biblical. If you plant corn, you get corn. It's in Galatians. You reap what you sow. Let's see, what's the verse? As a man thinketh, he is. I wish I could remember the verses, but it's just true. We're influenced by those we're around. And if we're around ourselves all day, and we are, and it's not so positive, we better change the words. That's the most important thing I can tell you, that until you do that, you will always be looking outwardly for motivation instead of inwardly. And until you change the inward self-talk, you're working way too hard. Most of you are beating your head against the wall. You are trying all these new things. You're frustrated. You're working so hard. You get all these new ideas, and you think, oh my gosh, I'm working so hard, but I can't make it happen. Well, why don't you try to change the block that's going on inside? I promise you, if you'll just quit working so physically hard and you'll work on changing that, you will find that things start coming effortlessly to you. If you are trying to quit smoking, he even gives this example in the book. If you trying to quit smoking, and you constantly, even as you're smoking, you're saying, I never smoke. I never smoke. I hate smoking. You will start finding that you smoke less, and that one day you'll be like, this doesn't even taste good. I mean, it's proven. It's proven, scientifically proven. So I just encourage you to, instead of you trying to just keep, thank you for the verse, Proverbs 23:7, thank you so much. But instead of trying so hard with all the new ideas and all the new, I want you to try this. And I want you to try this pattern for 21 to 30 days. And I just want to challenge you, because I'm going to tell you, I've go train this all over the map. And the people that are changed from it, that send me private messages, that are moving ranks from it, they will tell you it's worth it. It's worth it. And so that's kind of, I have a lot of notes, but I'm just full of notes. So I'm going to open it up to Dawn. I'm going to let you, I see a lot of cute, wonderful, I've never seen this fun chat stuff. So I'm going to look at some of these. This is so neat. Yeah. $7.19 on Kindle. Yeah, just ordered mine. Yay, Samantha. So $7.19. I'll tell you another book that I just ordered that is the same concept. It teaches the same thing, but it is biblically, she is her name is Carolyn Leaf, Leaf. And the book is called, I just ordered it, it'll be here tomorrow, called something about your brain. And it's using all the Bible verses to back all this, and it's proven. And she is begins with an N. She's some doctor. What's the book called? Hang on, I'm pulling it up. I got it on my email. Amazon. Right. It's called Switch on Your Brain. Switch on Your Brain. And it was $11.11. And, I'd read one at a time, but I'm just saying that I'm so excited. People told me no, she's not a neurologist. I don't know, it begins with an N. When you pull the book up, it tells what she is. She's a PhD in something. But every time I go do one of my trainings, my John Maxwell stuff, all day long, people have told me, that teaching is so similar. It's life-changing for me. People who've read the other book. So I would just say those are two good books to read. Good question. When I'm doing my affirmations, I will say things like, I usually don't say my name, but you could if it's more powerful. Whatever gives you power. Things like, it feels so good to be in Maui. To be in Hawaii next year with the sand between my toes. I can smell the suntan oil. I love to hear the sound of the ocean in Hawaii, sitting beside my downline, sitting beside my upline. The smell of the leather in my new Lexus absolutely is amazing. I absolutely have no trouble conquering all my fears. In fact, it is a habit that I have created. I am very good at it. I love to say things like, it is a habit. I have a great habit of. It is very easy for me to. I have more time at the end of the day than I even know what to do with. I get twice as much accomplished in a day than most people do. You know how we always say, I don't have time, I need more hours in the day. Counteract that with, it feels so good to get twice as much finished in my day as anyone else. I love having so much free time. It feels great having people contact me that I've never met. I love getting exciting messages every day from my customers, prospects, and even my ambassadors. Everything that you want to happen, put it down, read it, say it. And listen, I can say this. It won't happen and it won't change overnight. But the biggest thing this will do for you is this will help you to become aware of when you are saying something negative to yourself. So when you catch yourself thinking, like when something happens and something negative happens, it will help you say, like you're about to think something negative, it's going to make you go, oh, whoop. And it's going to make you aware that you're doing it. And that's the first step, is being aware that you're even sabotaging yourself. It's huge. And so let's see. Okay. She is a communication pathologist and audiologist. Yeah, that's a good one. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. That's good. There's so many good things. But just create things that empower you. I think listening to a song, picking out kind of your theme song, that you play that song. I remember like 100 years ago, like I loved We Are the Champions and Eye of the Tiger, and like all those songs that just gave me like, oh, I can do this. Like I would play those and I would close my eyes and I would visualize myself walking across stage. This is in my other business. I would visualize myself walking across stage, but I would close my eyes and listen to the song. I would see my family in the audience clapping for me. Things like that. You've got to visualize it. And if you think that's not biblical, that is all in the Bible, that we have got to visualize with mental picture images. If I say to Dawn, I drive a white car. You think about, when I say white car, what do you think about? What do you see? What do you see in your mind?
Just a white car.
A white car.
A white car.
It's a white car. You don't see the spelling. You don't see the alphabet, WHITE. You see the picture, right? So it's proof that we think in images. So these are just, I could talk for hours, but again, I have 6 hours of this training that I fly around the country and do. So I'm just trying to cram it all in a few minutes. But I hope this stuff has helped you and gotten you excited that you don't have to work as hard physically if you'll change some things for the next 30 days mentally. And you'll watch what happen to your business big time and your life.
I love the actions that you're giving, because tonight I'm actually going to be putting out the challenges for the week. So is there any other actual actions that we could kind of do as a team throughout the week? Because I've made some notes. Anything else?
Just write out your affirmations, share them. I always encourage people to obviously read them to yourself. Like when I did a 12-week Fear Buster group on it's on my www.myplexuspower.com. So if you guys finish with the 6 weeks and you want to do more, I did a 12-week course and incorporated a lot of this, and had a lot of people that hit Senior, Ruby, and Emerald through that course. So it's incorporating. There's a lot of challenges on there that you could take and incorporate into this. But, writing them, reading them out loud, then the next week, reading them to someone out loud, like in your household that encourages you, or your best friend, then reading them to each other, very important. Don't let it go. Always personally growing, always reading a book. 5 minutes to 10 minutes a day. If you don't grow yourself, you are never going to raise your lid of leadership. Therefore, all you're going to do is, you're going to keep people. If you're a 4, you're going to bring people in that are a 1, 2, and 3. And when you get frustrated with yourself, don't look out, look in. Never look out at your people. Look in and go, okay, one or two things. Have I stopped working personally, and do I need to keep doing what I did to get myself here? And number 2, maybe I need to do some more personal growing so I can raise people up and bring a higher quality of people in and learn how to help them overcome. You will never stop growing if you want to become an amazing leader. I still need fed. I still am looking for something I can go to learn more to pass on. Right now, I'm already thinking that. Okay, I've got to find something John's coming to, or Les Brown, or never. You can't get tired of it. Can't get tired of it. You're welcome. Y'all are so sweet. Do you have suggestions?
What was the website for the fear training? Did you say that it was thepowertools.com?
No, it's mine and Helen's website. Mine and Helen's website. It's called www.myplexuspower.com.
Hour. Got it.
I would just say you're asking about getting positive beliefs infused into your team. No, it won't come naturally. It definitely has to come from you. You have to teach them from the very beginning, just to work on, just maybe make it a little more simple. I want you to tell me your why. Tell me why you're doing this. Let's talk about your why. Why would you spend 15, 20 minutes a day doing this when you've been working all day and you're tired? What's your why? Whatever that is, have them write it down. Then help them write some affirmations to ask them, what is some of your fears? I know you may have maybe some hesitations, I'm not sure about this. What are those things? And they're probably going to say, I'm not sure what people are going to think of this. I don't know if people are going to think I'm pushy. Have them write them down. That's not being negative. That's helping them be prepared for reality. And then help write them some affirmations to overcome those 4 or 5 things. And then say, I want you to practice reading those out loud to yourself. And then have you read them out loud to me. Just help them along. I mean, these are just some things you can do with your team.
Cool.
Aw. Thank you so much. Y'all are so sweet and kind. Thank you. You guys are awesome. All right. Cool. Burned by an MLM. Oh my gosh. Well, that's a hard one. I mean, they definitely have a hang up about it. I mean, that's something that they've got to work through. You've got to coach them out of that. You know, they're someone who's really going to have to be sold out on the products and the company before they're kind of sold on MLMs. So don't push that. Don't push that. Just coach them through that. I'd have to have a few examples to kind of, I love real life examples. I love stories. I can help you when I know the facts. But yeah, I know some of you. This is so fun seeing you guys on here. Karen, Brandy, I've met you. Yeah. Wendy, some of you. Yeah, fun. All right, I better go. It's 8:45, and I know I could talk all night, but I got to get in here and take care of some other business. So y'all have a great, wonderful night.
Sonya, thank you so much. This is wonderful. I have, as usual, like 15 pages of notes. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you. And
I love you.
Yes, and we will we'll see you in Maui, or not Maui, Hawaii. I just started saying Hawaii.
Kona. We got to start saying Kona. See you in Kona.
Well, I'll see you in Kona. Get the pina coladas.
Yes, I love you guys.
Have a great
night.